Uh, Mr. El-Assal, thank you for being here. Your 5 minutes, please.
I'd like to start by saying that it seems Professor Albium and I have written the same presentation. I think you'll see that my remarks complement hers. Despite welcoming record levels of both permanent and temporary residents, Canada continues to struggle to address worker shortages in essential sectors of our economy. One challenge is that our economic class permanent residence programs are geared towards candidates who fall under NOx skill types O, A, and B, and are hence deemed by federal, provincial, and territorial governments as being high-skilled immigrants. As the pandemic has emphasized, however, we have significant worker shortages in all sectors of the economy and in jobs which our governments label as lower skilled. These are jobs they define as falling under NOx skill types C and D. To their credit, the two levels of government have created more lower skilled immigration pathways in recent years. However, they both continue to prioritize the selection of higher skilled immigrants. Take the federal government, for example. If you look at the immigration levels plan released on Tuesday, over 80% of the new economic class immigrants who will be selected by IRCC will be high-skilled candidates. In recent years, IRCC has launched pilots, such as for caregivers and the agri-food sector, but the cap for each pilot is just 2,750 new applications each year. We know, as a matter of fact, these caps are way too low to address essential worker shortages. Look at the agri-food sector. Although the sector accounts for some 60% of new temporary foreign worker program arrivals, IRCC has only allocated 1% of Canada's total economic class admissions to the agri-food pilot. The math simply does not add up. Here are some recommendations on how our immigration system can better address NOx C&D essential worker shortages. First, we don't need to reinvent the wheel on the definition of essential workers. At the start of the pandemic, Public Safety Canada categorized certain workers as essential in maintaining life, health, and basic societal functioning. In addition, in May 2021, IRCC introduced a special public policy to enable up to 90,000 essential workers and international graduates to apply for permanent residence. The policy applied to 40 healthcare occupations and 95 jobs defined by IRCC as essential, and these included jobs in a variety of sectors such as agri-food, transportation, retail, and construction. These definitions, plus Statistics Canada labor force data and actual temporary foreign worker program data, are sufficient to help us narrow the scope on which NOx C&D essential occupations we should target via our immigration programs. Second, we should use an evidence-based approach to determine the number of essential workers we will offer permanent residence to via federal, provincial, and territorial programs each year. This should be informed by economic analysis and labor force data to inform what the target would be, and this exercise should entail annual revisions based on conditions on the ground. Third, the federal government can increase its provincial nominee program allocations to the provinces and territories, with the caveat they need to use the increased allocations towards NOx C&D essential workers. This is something IRCC has already done with the provinces, albeit on a very small scale. My fourth and final recommendation is that IRCC introduce a permanent federal essential worker program. The benefit of a new program is that it would create more PR pathways for candidates who are currently ineligible for express entry and other high-skilled pathways. And the program could entail features such as a point system with weighting shaped by Statistics Canada longitudinal analysis on the human capital characteristics that best predict the economic outcomes of immigrants. And IRCC could hold monthly draws with rolling admissions to give candidates a fair chance to enter. This would also allow IRCC to only invite the highest scorers. Before wrapping up, I want us to remember a previous challenge we had was that our immigration levels were half of what we're going to welcome by 2025. And so previously, we didn't have much room to maneuver. Now we do. With Canada set to welcome 300,000 economic class immigrants by 2025, we definitely have the flexibility to allocate more permanent residence spots towards lower skilled essential workers. Thank you.
much, Mr. El-Assal.